All right, what's going on? Brian Maxwell checking in out here in Louisiana. As you can see, another hotel. It don't stop. Don't stop. But the reason why I wanted to make this video, because of some of the last videos I posted, people have been leaving comments and shooting messages saying that they really been struggling with how to present the numbers. They're saying, getting the person inside, qualifying them, it's all good. Establishing rapport with them and being able to interact, that's all good. Even going out to present, they've been getting much better at it. But after they do that service tour, and hopefully you're doing a service tour after the demonstration drive, but after that service tour, when it's time to sit down and do the numbers, they drop the ball many times because a question is asked and they just don't know how to answer it. They really might not even have any clue what a lot of the line items on the sheet even means. You present a worksheet, whether you use eLead or any CMS, customer management system, and I don't know why people call them CRMs, but CMSs or CRM, if that's what you know about. Depending on which one you use, you should be printing out a worksheet when you go to educate your customer on, with a certain amount of money down, what their payments will be, and yada, 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 and as far as if there's a trade involved, and any information necessary to help them be willing to make that smart decision. So what I want to do, let's go over that. Number one thing you want to make sure you remember is that when you're interacting with people, your objective is to get people to say yes as many times as you possibly can. The more times you can get people to say yes, the easier it is for them to say yes, and go ahead and sign that agreement. But many salespeople, as they're going through, they don't have a certain system, they don't have a process, so they're asking random questions that many times will generate a no or a potential negative response from the customer. And remember something, people buy 90% based off emotion and back it up with 10% logic. We need more people to realize that sales is psychological. It's an emotional thing. As human beings, we don't think logically. If we did, we wouldn't eat meat, we wouldn't smoke, we wouldn't drink. There's a lot of things we wouldn't do. So when you try to engage with a guest logically, one, you have no idea of this person's educational level or mental capacity. You don't know. They may have a 6th grade, 8th grade, 12th grade, maybe at some college, might be a PhD education level, but you don't know. And so when you're interacting with people, you have to always keep in mind that people learn one of 3 ways. Some people are visual. You can show something to them and they get it. Other people are auditory. They can hear it and they'll get it. And other people are more hands-on. Okay, they have to be engaged. And so when you are interacting with people and you have no idea of this information, one, you want to leverage all of these aspects, your voice, your visuals that you have in front of them, and as far as keeping them engaged by asking questions that generate responses. Okay, so we're just going to cover a few of these things. So one, I'm going to flip it around and we're going to look at this number sheet, okay? Now, you got the numbers pulled out, you got your pen ready to go, and you want to go over the number sheet with your customer. And guess what? Remember, getting yeses is an objective. Guess what you should do? Verify that their name is spelled right. Hey, I want to make sure your name is spelled right. Is that correct? Yes. Is that address that correct address? Is your email address correct? Yes. Is that your correct home telephone number? Yep. Is that your correct work number? Yep. Is that cell phone number? That look right? All right. And what we're looking at is the 2019 Nissan Kicks, right? Right. Yep. 4-door? Yep. Da-da-da. Everything look right? Yep. That's the vehicle that you brought in that you want to, you were looking to see what we would be willing to buy for, the 2016 Nissan Sentra? Yep. Now, think about it right there. Just by verifying the information on the top part of your worksheet, you have just got your guest in a more positive mood, just verifying, but using yeses. And any customer that's watching this that may believe that that's somehow being misleading, wouldn't you want to make sure that your information is being verified? Again, I don't believe in playing games, but in reality, we have to verify that all of these things are correct. And if they're not, we can fix them. But it's just a step in the process that many salespeople fail to realize will really help them and really benefit them. Okay? Now, when numbers are being presented, okay, a lot of times at your store, if they still tell you to say tax tag and title, or hey, listen, you do what you got to do, but if you believe that today's consumers are that stupid where they're going to ignore everything over here on the side, you're sadly mistaken. But let's talk about this. Number one, when we as sales consultants are presenting numbers, okay, the average person may say that's $22,790. When in reality, what it is $22,790. The discount of the vehicle is $1,016, bringing their adjusted price to $21,774. Now, that environmental protection package, like we talked about, which will keep your vehicle looking showroom new, and we have some special as far as things for the interior, for the armrest, for the seats and whatnot, is just to protect your vehicle and keep your paint looking fine and shining like showroom new. All right? Wheel locks, like we spoke about, important to make sure we protect your tires. Bringing your total to your total purchase to $22,788. Now, there's a rebate available of $500, which means you get another discount taken off, bringing you down to $22,288. Now, as far as your vehicle, we love it. We want to buy it from you, okay? And we're going to give you $11,491 for it, bringing the difference to $10,797. Now, as far as the tax, that's a contribution that we all make as law-abiding American citizens, okay? And yours is $130.12. As far as the non-taxi, $386.75. And just so you know what the actual tax rate as far as in the state of Louisiana or whatever your state is, which shows it 9.2%, bringing your net to $12,213.87. Now, another benefit that you have is this: as far as with your trade, we're gonna be paying it off for you. So congratulations for having another vehicle on your credit and whatnot that'll be paid off, which brings you out the door at $17,401.04. Okay, now your store may not like you to go through those things as individual line items, but I think it's extremely important that you understand certain aspects of it. When there's a discount, blow that up. That's $1,016. Okay, when there's a rebate, that's $500. As far as with their vehicle that they're trading in, the dealership loves it. They want to buy it. They get $11,491. Okay, as far as the trade payoff, really think about this. That is so positive for them. Paying off the trade, which means congratulations, you have another vehicle paid off on your credit. Brings you out the door to $17,401.04. Okay, you have to at least know what these line items mean. You have to at least know the benefit to them. So in the event they ask you, it's like with the taxes. Listen, that's a contribution that we all make as law-abiding American citizens. Okay? Who doesn't want to be a law-abiding American citizen? So, you have to learn, but if you don't know what to say or how to say it, you may not do it right. Now, when you come over here, a lot of times on the worksheet, the customer might have said they want to put down $1,500, but they'll put additional options, which just shows if they want to put a little bit more or a little bit more, what it'll be. Now, the average salesperson, when they come out, you know what they'll do? They're going to jump straight to the lowest number and start from right there. And that's the worst thing that they can do, because if you truly are customer focused, the shortest term, which would be 36 months in an ideal situation, but let's just use this sheet at 48 months, is actually the best option with the most savings. Because if they were putting down $1,500 at 48 months, their payment would only be $490, which means that they will be able to pay the vehicle off quicker, build equity in it much sooner, and get that title free and clear a lot quicker. And you know what? A title is like a piece of stock. You could trade against it. You could take a loan out against it. It is cash in the form of a TITLE. Okay? And there's also savings on life of loan charges, which other people may refer to as interest. So you actually have the best savings at 48 months. That's the fact. And guess what? If you start off at 48 months and you have to go to 60 months, it seems a lot better. But if you started 72 or whatever the lowest term is, you have nowhere to go from there except for them to maybe try to extend to 84. And guess what? You may have made it that much harder for your customer to be able to qualify. Okay, so never be afraid. 9 out of 10 salespeople are terrified to present that top number. They say, oh, man, they told me they only want to spend $350. But guess what? They deserve the opportunity and the right to make their own decision once you explain how this one is actually the most beneficial, because it is the shortest and it does build equity in the vehicle the quickest and it will pay it off faster. Okay, so remember, when you present your numbers, always verify. It's an excellent way to make sure everything is correct, but you also get the opportunity to generate yeses from your guests. As far as over here, MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price, you should know that. But when you're presenting that number that may have to come in, it's $22,790. But when you're talking about the benefit that's going back, it's $1,016. It's $21,774. It's $500. It's $11,491. It's $10,797. Congratulations. You have another paid off, you have a paid off vehicle on your credit. Congratulations. Okay? Now that was just a quick little breakdown. That I get far more in depth than that as far as with really breaking down, because some sheets have doc fees on it, some sheets have tax tag and title on it. Different worksheets from different businesses have different things listed, and I really go more in depth. If you even picked up something from this, man, about a year or so ago, I put together one of the best online training programs that I'd ever made, and I was selling it, or I've been selling it for $1,000, but recently I've had a tremendous amount of business traveling around the country, and they say to much who is given, much is expected in return. And so what better way for me to return and to give back than to make it available to those who may not be able to afford $1,000. So what I've done, I've taken the bulk of the entire program, which has over 10 hours of video, 10 hours of audio. It has the word tracks. It has the detailed explanation breakdowns of things like more in depth of what I went through today. It has the prospecting scripts. It has the online Facebook training videos and audios, which is about 4 or 5 hours of those. It has the online traffic surge, how to use YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. It's just loaded. And so if you're somebody who do see the value from these videos and you want to get better, click the link in the description, and I assure you, you'll be blown back just at how much. It's over a 95% discount. So go check it out. Okay, click the link in the description. Go check it out. And one thing, even if you don't benefit from it, if you have children, why not have your children better prepared to be able to sell their skills? Or if you have a spouse, to help them be able to better sell their way into a career position. Even though this is talking about automotive, the fundamentals and the basics are the same. Whether you sell cell phones, especially if you sell houses, this is still for you. But it just so happens to be customized for automotive sales. But man, why we should start passing things like this along to our children. Lord knows that I do. So click the link in the description. If you really want to change your life, you got to change your life. So click the link, at least take a look at it. You'll be blown back and you'll say, good grief. If I'm unable to take advantage of this now, I'm never going to be able to do anything. And that's my contribution to you. So I'm Brian Maxwell, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. Post a comment, like this video. Let's get more people involved. Thanks, y'all.